From Koreatown, Los Angeles, thank you for tuning in to Ktown Social Club. We bring together all viewpoints from every angle to talk about the issues that you really care about. Don't forget to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and smash that notification bell. Check the description box below for our social media and podcast information. And I'm Michael Kim, joined today by Ed Choi and Doug Kim.
Oh, you really streamlined that.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. Here we are together again on Ktown Social Club. How was your weekend, guys? You know?
Pretty eventless.
Eventless?
I thought a month ago, I thought this was Thanksgiving weekend, but I guess it's this weekend.
Yeah, even last week you thought it was this weekend.
Yeah.
This is coming out on Thanksgiving Eve. But yeah.
It's not really a thing, but yeah, sure.
It is if you are a recent high school graduate and you go home for Thanksgiving. That's the only time Thanksgiving Eve is a thing.
Oh.
It's like one of the biggest drinking days of the year. Yeah.
All right then.
See?
Tailgating.
Yeah. So, last week we interviewed Young Kim. We talked to Young Kim and Arthur Kwon Lee. Those were kind of back-to-back
Interviews.
stuff that happened.
Shit shows.
Right-wing stuff.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments and everything. I want to show you Arthur's response.
Yeah.
On the channel?
On Twitter, right after he did the interview, I guess, he said, oops, wrong one. He says, I just went on a show with 3 Korean liberals. I ended by calling one of the hosts F whatever and to go fuck himself. And I was laughing my ass off, and I absolutely guarantee you they will spin it. It was fucking hilarious.
How do you spin unedited footage?
It was literally 30 minutes.
No, actually,
Anyone up there?
We did. I actually thought he thought it was really funny, because to me, okay, my theory was that his Hitler and all this stuff was not for real. Like for me, I thought, and I still don't know. I thought it's like one of his.
Wait, you thought this before or after?
No, even before. I thought it was like a marketing thing, trying to be like the crazy artist guy like David
Even
Cho.
that would be dumb.
Yeah, but I figure like it's one thing where it's like, how can I get noticed, And David Cho's a pretty wild artist.
It's like he's like kind of trying to be like a Johnny Somali.
Maybe, yeah. So I thought that, maybe he thinks it's all really funny and, and all that. And then afterwards, he was texting me like, yeah, just use it. And, I was like, okay, cool. And then
He didn't just say use it. He said it would be mutually beneficial for including himself as well.
yeah, sure. Yeah, something like that too. Yeah, mutually beneficial. And then the day before it was going to come out, I was like, hey, man, the staff thinks it's one of the funniest episodes ever or whatever. He's like, yeah, have fun with it. And I said,
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they thought it was hilarious.
They watched it multiple times.
Wait, this one or the first one?
Arthur.
Oh,
Conley,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Arthur was like, yeah, haha. And then I said, by the way, the title's going to be something like Hitler supporting artist gets roasted. And then I think that kind of ticked him off a little. Like, hey, I knew it was going to be bad faith. Or I'm like, wait, you're actually upset about that. Because I thought he'd find it funny, Hitler and all this, because I thought he's into that. But I guess he was bothered by it. So I said, okay, we'll change it to something else.
I think it's also because like he knows that putting Hitler at anything is going to downrank it in the algorithm, and he wants to get it noticed, right? So he doesn't want a Hitler in the algorithm.
Oh, I see. Okay. And then later I see this tweet. So I'm like, I don't think I've spun anything. We haven't spun anything.
No,
I think
it's all very on brand for someone with a very tiny ego.
But anyway, I don't know what's going to happen there. And then today I saw he posted this. I've seen this before.
With Candace Owens.
With Candace Owens?
She's worn it before, yeah.
Oh, Candace Owens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with Kanye.
Kanye, too.
Oh, yes. Yep.
I was like early last year.
Yeah. Was
like
it last
2023, I think.
Yeah.
Because like 2 years ago,
together.
he had his whole like weird like Hitler praising fiasco in I think that was the end of 2022, and then him and I guess Candace Owens kind of like, started their little
I don't know. I don't really pay attention.
Yeah, they're kind of like Germany apologists.
All right. Well, anyway, Arthur posted this, which I've seen before. And then I saw an interesting comment. You are one of the goats, dude. You support white people more than most white people. Major respect, brother.
I can't tell if that's sincere or someone's
I think he's sincere.
facetious.
I wish. Oh, I'm not gonna like that. How do you? I don't know how you can
did.
see it.
I think you just did.
And then you,
I thought you thought you liked it, but then you.
I was trying to see who liked it because I don't know. Would Arthur like that?
I mean, he seems like the type who probably likes his own posts.
Yeah. Anyway, another person
and you
says
can't tell now. And,
based.
They took
Another
off.
person says psyop. East Asians always have the white man's back.
That seems like a negative one.
Yeah.
Or is it positive? I'm
Red
not sure.
pill seethe.
Actually, it might be. I'm not. That could go either way.
Yeah. Based. Nice shirt, dude. Anyway, Arthur is a king. King of what?
Olfe. King Olfe.
Asian lives matter as well, brother.
Or like, what was the little kid, Joffrey? He's like King Joffrey,
Oh.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, I forgot his name.
Joffrey.
Yeah, Joffrey.
Oh, I thought you meant the actor.
No.
Yeah,
King Joffrey.
yeah.
Yeah. He's literally
Yeah.
king. The only king he is Joffrey.
Yeah, it's like the Tywin Lannister quote when he's like, "If you have to say you're the king."
Yeah.
Yes. Any man who must say I am the king is no true king. I'll make sure you understand that after I've won your war for you.
The only comment that I read from...
My father won the real war.
Okay.
He battled Prince Rhaegar. While you were hiding under
This is his
Casterly Rock.
autism coming out.
Huh?
This is his autism.
Is that what you were practicing right before we started? No, just kidding.
Yeah, Dayun Man. That's his name, right?
I don't know. I don't
He
care.
even said that you are okay. The guy who says that we're all spies or whatever.
But the only comment that I
he
read
made
from
another
Arthur
comment.
Kwon Lee was someone who was like, "You guys should let him talk," and I was like, at first I was like, maybe that's a fair point. Maybe we should let people talk. And then I was like, wait, no. If somebody was like 1 + 1 = 700, I'm not going to let them explain why they were so wrong about it.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just kind of like,
No.
yeah, okay. And for me, I thought, you know what? Okay, taking your point, I would say, yeah, if he's wrong, he's wrong. But I would then say, okay, how does it equal 700? Like, what's the...
No.
I feel like I did that though.
There's no
I
need,
did
no,
that.
I'm saying there's no need to like put that out there, let him say it so that we can confuse other people. No. You shut that shit down now.
No, but even so, I feel like I did
No,
that.
we did.
I said, like, how does 1 + 1
No.
= 700?
We didn't cut him off the whole time.
Yeah.
We let him talk. It was once he started getting repetitive that we're like, no. We don't need to relearn why 1 + 1
because like
equals
that's
700.
the point when I brought up the Japan thing. He like was like back to the racism thing because like he didn't know how to answer that one. So it's just kind of like, well, this conversation is useless because
Yeah.
you're just gonna do the circular thing where you just go back to a place where you can argue or whatever, and this is going nowhere.
No, I feel like he was trying to, as misguided as his points are, I think he was trying to tell his whole thing, and he was maybe like 30, 40, 50% of the way before we started,
So then after now the interview, what do you think now? Do you think it's just a shtick, or do you think it's actually his?
I thought that so for me, I always thought it was a shtick. But to see him actually get upset about, how we were going to label the thumbnail and everything.
And flounder on the episode.
Yeah, I thought that, okay, maybe it's not a shtick. But then when you brought up that, well, YouTube might censor, stuff that says Hitler.
That's just off the top of my head.
So I'm like, okay, maybe it still is shtick. Because, that's the one thing I also wanted to ask was about the Korean thing. But I guess what I would have preferred was let him say all the stuff that he wanted to say and then, take notes on it as he's talking. And then once he's done, go one by one. Because I did want to address the Korean thing. Like, if you are, you support Koreans and all that, then why do you support Japan so much? Or why do you support the Nazis? Or why are you saying Hitler is misunderstood? Well, what is this all? And then how can you say you support Koreans? Because it's not just about Arthur. For me, I think there are a lot of people out there who may think like Arthur or similar to him, or who may not know at all, who just distrust everything and just like want to hear anything new. So I think to, for those kinds of people, I think it's better to, just let Arthur say all the stuff he wants, and then knock it down one by one. Yeah. So anyway, that's my feeling afterwards. I did see the comments, and I agreed with some of them that I blame myself. I think I let things get out of control a bit too much. I was kind of enjoying watching you guys do your thing, and I should have been more, in control, I guess. So
I think that episode went exactly the way it should have. I think we should believe people when they show you who they are. And I don't think there's any explaining to Arthur Kwon Lee. I think he's just
right,
brainless, and dumb.
And then prior to Arthur Kwon Lee, so Arthur Kwon Lee, we're still kind of talking in text. I haven't responded in a few days because he sent me a very long message, which I think I need to really sit down and be mentally prepared before I take in this message. Because I have other things that I
like, actual important things.
Yeah, I have things to do. I have a lot of things going on right now, but I still want to. I don't know. Maybe it's a morbid curiosity of mine. I do want to examine his mind. I want to like what happened to you? Like, what was your childhood like? Stuff like that. I want to really get into that stuff.
I feel like he wouldn't be forthcoming with any sort of personal information like that, though. Like, he's not the type. He's going to be guarded in that regard for sure.
Well, but that's the thing is that like plenty of people went through the stuff that he went through, if not worse.
No, I understand, but I think he wants to maintain an air of control.
Also, I don't think he is intelligent enough to understand the things that have happened in his life and how it affected him and how he chose to then see the world. I don't think he has the cognitive ability to do that type of dissection on himself.
Right. Okay. Hank, on the other hand, I've asked him about his childhood. He's very open about it. And he's like, this is when the abuse started, and then I had to move here and here and here. So Hank, I think he'll be back. I think he'll be on the show maybe next week. He says he knows what happened to Arthur. I think he doesn't fear anything. He seems kind of like bring it on type of guy. So yeah.
And there's nothing to bring on. It's just like, are you going to be an idiot or?
Yeah, when I try to talk to him about like why do you support Johnny doing it always comes down to free speech. Well, I'm a free speech guy. Free speech.
It sounded exact. It's funny that he hates Arthur Kwon Lee because they're basically the same person. Because like that was exactly what Arthur was saying too. I just want to be free. I just want free people to say what they want. Blah blah blah. I was like, you can say what you want, but
we did.
We're just gonna say that you're wrong.
Right. We did.
Right.
And point out how you're wrong.
Yeah. So
mission accomplished.
Yeah, and then we had Young Kim, who, former K-pop idol, now runs a restaurant. He was here too. He's the MAGA conservative. Do you think we were a little hard on him? A little bit?
No.
Not at all?
Yeah, again, it had nothing to do with his beliefs. It's about saying absolute statements that are absolutely incorrect.
Right.
Yeah.
And then saying it with such vibrato in your voice. No.
Well, Young did acknowledge afterwards, that he appreciates you calling out all the things that were wrong or something. And afterwards, he's like, yeah, it's cool. He took it pretty well, though.
I actually don't harbor any negative feelings towards Young. Not like I do little man syndrome on the other side of the country.
But I think Young took everything pretty well. And afterwards, he was completely cool. So, but Young's
even halfway through the episode, he was like, once he realized, he was like, I'm not just like saying everything he says. He was like, oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's like,
yeah.
Oh, I like you now. Right. Yeah. He did that, So anyway, Young, I think he's like, I think I got to learn about me. I think I got to,
Good for him.
Okay. So we may see Young again. But anyway, that was last week's wrap up, I guess. And
for the people that you
really
care about.
Yeah. Anyway, So, and later on the next episode,
feel free to come on the show if you're interested in coming on.
Yeah, and on the next episode we have David Yoon coming on. So, did I tell you guys?
Next one?
No, today.
Oh,
the next episode will be with David Yoon. So David Yoon will be here to talk some stuff. He hasn't been here since, I don't know, like 6 months or more. And he was actually the first person to ever host Ktown Social Club, episode 1. Yeah, isn't that crazy? And now he's going to be joining us for the next episode. Okay. All right. Now that we're done with that.
Oh, wow.
That was 15 minutes of recaps.
Housekeeping?
And yeah.
We're housekeeping the comments. Should we do like a Q&A thing with the comments too? Like a 10-minute
Oh, yeah. And if you guys have questions for us that you want us to address on this program, leave your comments in... Yeah, leave your comments and send us DMs or emails and just send your comments and we'll read them on the air or on this program. I keep talking like I'm on the radio. By the way, Tom Leykis, I did some research on Tom Leykis, because Radio Korea is on KMPC. Tom Leykis did broadcast on KMPC for like 2-3 years in the 90s.
Oh, nice.
So he was at this station, So anyway... The intro is from Tom Leykis.
Wait, they reuse radio call
frequencies,
letters,
right?
Call signs. Oh, well,
signs?
KMPC.
Or is it just like permanently attached to a frequency?
Yeah, but you can always change it.
Oh,
And this used to be like Macmillan Petroleum Company. So K means it's like West Coast. So you notice in the East Coast, the stations start with W.
yeah.
Right? WXRK. And out here, like KLSX.
Or WMMR, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Z100 New York.
The zoo, yeah. And basically, KMPC was named after a long time ago, initially some Macmillan Petroleum Company, became something else. And it was before Radio Korea took over in 2007, it was like a sports thing. I think it was called The Ticket. And then before that, there was like a talk format for a couple of years.
Oh.
And Tom Leykis was on during that time at this same station. So for me, I'm just continuing Tom Leykis' thing.
Tradition.
That's a cool little tidbit
the
about
same.
radio that I had no idea about.
The W's and the K's.
Yeah, all of
right.
it. And the fact that those letters sometimes get passed down. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so 97.1 FM used to be the FM talk station. It was
that's-
KLSX.
It's Hot 97 on the East Coast.
Yeah.
It is on 97.
But then 97.1 converted formats, I think, 2009, because they couldn't afford to pay all the talk show hosts because Tom Leykis was on there. And that was also the Howard Stern show station, and Howard Stern had left for Sirius XM, so ad revenue went down a lot. And then in 2009, they decided to go to all music, so they changed it to AMP Radio, KAMP.
Did California and the West Coast have a lot more talk show radio stuff? Because I don't remember that on the East Coast as much, like talk stuff.
Yeah, mostly in the mornings.
AM was
AM.
AM was for talk, and then FM was often music.
You meant frequencies. I meant mornings.
I only remember my parents listening to 1010 Wins on the news.
Oh, in New York.
That was an AM station.
No idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. AM can go farther, but FM is stereo,
Clear.
right?
It is. It's clear.
It can be blocked by like anyway, it's not as strong.
Yeah.
So
It could be blocked by like a thick metal wall.
yeah, so choose your thing. Anyway,
That's why AM is usually used for talk and FM for music.
yeah,
Because you don't need
Clarity,
clarity.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't need that
yeah. So
HD.
now that we covered the radio and Tom Leykis, by the way, I also found out that Tom Leykis retired a few months ago.
He's available.
So we're now.
So I'm thinking, because I was thinking, should I invite Tom? And he'll be on the screen when I'm
Have
doing
him-
the intro.
Have him do our intros.
Yeah, have him do the intro.
Thank you, dear. Anyway, I was surprised that Arthur Kwon Lee even knew who Tom Leykis was, but
Yeah, that's.
I don't think he knows because Arthur's like 32. Tom
Those-
Leykis went off when Arthur
The
was
only
still...
thing that maybe he like saw our show in advance and like.
I think he maybe saw the description because I always put that, it was from Tom Leykis.
Yeah.
If those three names are never said in succession ever again,
What?
I'd be okay with that.
Arthur
A,
Kwon
K,
Lee.
and L? King Arthur,
Alpha.
Oh, definitely not that.
but not him.
King Jeremy.
Jester
the
Arthur.
Wicked.
Yeah. Anyway,
Town Jester.
speaking of Koreans or whatever,
Korea.
did you know that in Chicago there was like this?
Jungkook lookalike contest.
Yeah, there was a contest where this Jungkook lookalike contest. And you guys know who he is? He's that BTS guy
Yes.
who went solo. He's really good looking, I guess.
He goes by August, I think, as his solo, right?
August?
Yeah, I think that's his name when he goes.
Oh, I didn't know
solo.
that. But I know who he is. I know what he looks like. And there was a lookalike contest in Chicago. And I don't know, when I was looking at it.
You would expect to be mostly Asian people, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Somehow this guy's. The only thing is the pierced lip thing. I don't see how he looks like him
The
at all.
eyes, maybe. The lips, the pierced lip and the eyes.
I don't know. That's not him.
I feel like the girlfriend is more excited than the guy about it.
Is that his girlfriend though?
Or whoever she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, he received $20 on a bottle of soju.
I feel like the dude was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Just enter me in, whatever. And the girl was like, yeah, we won.
Obviously, the top comment says Jungkook Temu version. I don't think this is even a Temu.
Temu.
You know, it's that Chinese website where you like the Chinese Amazon, you know, where you get the lower quality.
Alibaba, Wish, all the
Wish, yeah.
Like the poor man's version, the dollar store version.
Dollar General, yeah.
Help! It's only his eyes and piercing.
See?
Okay,
it
eyes
is his
and
eyes and piercing.
Is he even Korean though? He looks.
Filipino.
He looks like he could be like maybe Japanese or
His name is Alexander Andrew. How do you have two first names?
never trust anyone with two first names.
Yeah, where'd I hear that?
It's just a common thing to say. I know lots of people with two first names and they're great people. It's just a joke.
Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty funny because to me it was like, oh, what are we all supposed to look alike or something? Like,
No, they do these things pretty often, like lookalike contests with celebrities.
They just now have Asian celebrities.
Yeah.
Have you ever
course
been
not.
told you look like a celebrity?
Only in racism.
Yeah, like who?
Jackie Chan, because that was the only Asian person they knew.
I got that too. Who else did you get?
It was either that or Bruce Lee, because those were the only two people that they knew.
How about you, Doug?
Lately, I got the evil guy in Squid Games. Well, not the evil guy, the guy who tries to win.
What do you mean, Lee Jong-jae?
Yeah.
The guy in the bathtub. He's the supposedly smart guy, but then
The guy that
he's poor.
screwed out that was he white? No, wait.
No,
The
he's
investment
great.
banker guy who...
Yeah.
No, but that game with the marbles when he screwed, who was that?
The Indian guy.
Oh, Indian guy, yeah.
Or
yeah,
Pakistani.
sorry. Yeah, whatever. He was South
Yeah,
Asian guy. I
yeah,
just couldn't
yeah.
I remember he wasn't Korean. I just couldn't remember what ethnicity.
Why do I
was.
think Nepal? For some reason, I think he was from Nepal. But anyway.
I think it was Pakistani in the show.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't remember. I just remember he wasn't Korean.
I knew a Nepalese guy in Korea, by the way. And now he runs a Korean restaurant in Kathmandu. And it's called Som, which means island. So if you're ever in Nepal, check out his place. Anyway, big Korean... Oh, by the way, I should give the celebrity that I look like. So when I was in the Philippines, a bunch of people said I look like this guy. What's so funny? Is it the ADHD thing?
What are they gonna say, Kim Jong Un?
No. Oh, I got that in North Korea, by the way. When I was in North Korea,
You got Kim Jong Un.
I had tourists and...
Is it because of the shirts you were wearing?
I don't know.
Doug,
but
are you okay?
when I was in North Korea, there was a Japanese tourist who started pointing at me and he started going, Kim Jong-un, Kim Jong-un.
Oh, that was
And
not
then-
that smart on the Japanese guys. And
And then he wanted to take a picture with me, so I said, okay. And then,
Surprised they let Japanese people in that country.
oh, there was a lot of them there. And a lot of the Korean, the Korean Japanese.
What, surveying their old dominions?
I don't know. Like, I have a Korean friend in Japan. She was born and raised there. Her father regularly goes to North Korea for business. I don't really know what the deal is.
wait, but what were you wearing? Were you wearing one of your like solid color Dickie shirts, button downs?
No, I was wearing...
Because sometimes those shirts do give off a
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong Un vibe. Yeah.
No, I think I was wearing the local attire. Anyway, we don't have to get into that, but you know,
So it sounds like a yes.
you know. And then I went to, and I think it was that night I went to a restaurant. We went to one of the pizza places there in Pyongyang, and
They have a pizza place in Pyongyang? I mean,
They
They have burritos.
They have multiple pizza places.
I mean,
there.
like, I can't even get good pizza in Seoul.
It's not that good.
That's crazy. Seoul
it's-
pizza's delicious.
Really? I've never gotten good pizza in
I
Seoul.
mean, it's not American
yeah,
pizza.
sure, of course.
But
you know.
you can't turn down bulgogi pizza. It's delicious.
No, but even in Seoul, there are those very Italian-ish. If you like Italian style
Yeah.
pizza, they have that too. If you want,
Like those flatbready with
they
the
do
big
these-
bubbles and
yeah.
the thin crusts.
where
I
it's
guess I was
not
still traumatized when
symmetrical.
I
and-
went once in like the 1980s when I was a kid, and I was expecting pizza because I love pizza, and then they gave me pizza plain. I said plain pizza because and they didn't understand what that meant. So they put like mustard instead of tomato sauce, and then cheese on top, and I was like, "What the hell is this?"
Because you said
Put
plain.
mustard.
What does plain have to do with mustard?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why do they even
I was so
have mustard?
I was so confused. What is this pizza? Because
There is nothing at a pizza shop that needs mustard. Why do they even have
Yeah.
it?
this
Anyway.
is 1989. So or-
Anyway, this is the celebrity that I look like in the Philippines. What do you guys think?
I could see.
Do I
it.
look like this
yeah.
guy?
No. No.
I don't look like him.
At all.
Not at all.
I'd say the one with the
You're both
blue-
Asian.
the polka dot shirt.
Yeah.
that looks more like you.
But I got this a lot when I was there about 15 years ago from cab drivers to people on the street. And, yeah.
Man, when I used to work at this one restaurant, all the people who worked in the kitchen would call me Jackie Chan and they would laugh their heads off. And I'd be like, it's not funny. It's fucking racist.
You worked in a kitchen, huh?
I was a server. So
Oh, you
every
were
time
a
I went
server.
in the kitchen, yeah.
Yeah, I was the back of house guy
I
for
was-
obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was front of house.
You must have been a good server. I imagine you were a great
I
server.
was typically like number one of the night, like tips wise. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
Nice.
What was your strategy for doing that?
Just fucking run. I would just hustle.
Oh,
Be
so
nice.
volume.
Yeah, it was. Well, no. It was just like quickness. You wanted water? Here's your water. You know what
Oh,
I
I
mean?
see, I see,
like,
I see, I see.
and then like remembering things. Of course, I wasn't perfect, but
Sure.
yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And then when they see that you're like working your ass off to the point you're sweating, as long as you're not sweating on their food, I think they're like, okay, yeah, you earned this couple extra dollars.
Okay, cool. What kind of food was it?
Oh, I've served at a couple different places, mainly like
What do
new American and steakhouses.
do most servers
Steakhouses.
like
Steakhouses
the tip structure thing, or would they prefer a regular wage? Do you think, like in your experience?
It depends on what restaurant you work at. I worked at an Outback, and I made decent money, but I was getting like maybe 3% tips.
Yeah.
But it was only decent money because we were the 5th busiest Outback in the world.
Oh.
So we
Fifth busiest
yeah, like
in the world.
on a
Wow.
regular weekend, we would have average waits for like 2 to 3 hours. People would wait 2 to 3 hours to eat at this Outback for no reason.
So then you would prefer.
But then like you could work at like a really nice like French restaurant, have like 10 tables all night and still make $300. You know what I mean? But like you could work at a diner and have like 100 tables in one night and walk out with like $100.
Wait. So then, in that scenario, what would you prefer?
So in that scenario, depending on if you work at a nice restaurant where you're making nice tips, I think a lot of people would prefer tips because
Right.
let's be honest, they're not claiming that. They're not claiming that. You're basically claiming your credit card tips, cash tips. Most
But
people.
if you let's say you polled all the servers in the states, right? What would you think they would say? That they would say they would prefer just a wage structure rather than.
I don't know. I bet it would be like 50-50 split.
Oh, okay.
I feel like the younger people who are working at nice restaurants would prefer the
Right,
wages, but the
understandably.
people who are like, I would also love to have health insurance and have to pay time off and all those things,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
'Cause,
But
like,
I think we should get rid of the tipping system.
Because I learned that they only introduced that during the Great Depression to help restaurateurs with their labor costs.
Well, it actually happened before that.
Oh,
It started happening right after the Civil War,
oh,
when the majority of people working in restaurants were black people.
oh, yeah. That
And
makes
the
sense.
people who owned the restaurants were white and they didn't want to pay them fair wages, which is the reason why the restaurant industry has a lower minimum wage than the rest of the country.
I see.
And it actually hasn't been raised since like 75 or 83,
But what
give or
about the
take
North?
3 or 4
Because
years.
like black people weren't in the North as much until like the late 1800s.
Yeah, so it just kind of carried on through there.
Okay.
Yeah, so like they didn't want to pay them a fair wage, so they kept it lower, and then they were able to use that excuse to keep
see.
it low. And I think it hasn't been raised from like $2 and like 83 cents or somewhere around there for like the last like 50 plus years.
Let's see.
Right. Anyway, here's a picture from 2014. This is the pizza I had in Pyongyang.
Oh.
You can see that there's wine and kimchi. We ordered kimchi with our pizza, and they do more like Italian, or try to do more Italian style. Capricosa or...
But all of it looks like a little undercooked, though.
I have to say it wasn't the best
It doesn't
pizza
look
I've
it.
had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was only until you zoomed in that I realized the middle was kimchi and not a really bad lasagna.
That's kind of my first thought, too. I was
I
like,
thought it was a really bad lasagna, and then I was like,
what
oh,
is-
it's kimchi.
oh, it's kimchi.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
But yeah, it was at this restaurant where some of the waitresses were... They didn't say it to me directly, but as I was walking past, two of them got together and they were like giggling to each other and pointing at me and calling me, the marshal, which,
Yeah.
that I'm the leader.
wait, they were Korean?
Yeah, Korean girls. So it's not like...
That to me is like worse. Like the Japanese like tourists, okay, fine, whatever, you're gonna get that. But like for the locals to
you
be
were-
like,
you were wearing-
hey, he's the marshal.
Guaranteed, Michael was wearing a plain green or gray button-down shirt with
The
like
jacket, yeah.
with like two like pockets right here, and there was like nothing
With the
else.
North Korean flag on his pin.
With like one pin.
I can show you exactly what I was wearing.
Please be right. Please be right.
No, you'll see. And it's with one of the singers at the restaurant who, I don't know, I developed a huge crush on that night because I was a little tipsy, but...
From the drinks or that pizza?
Hey, they
From the
couldn't.
drinks.
They wouldn't be able to say no to the marshal though. So why don't you lock that down?
So this...
You
me,
didn't look like the fucking marshal. What the fuck are you wearing?
what do you
A
mean?
plain button-down shirt. I told you.
That is more than a plain button.
This one's without a collar too.
like-
This is straight up from North Korea
This is
wear.
from like communist, like
Yeah.
Mao's China.
Oh, please. I was just trying to fit in. I was trying to blend in. I didn't want to stand out.
Did anyone tell you your face blended in on its own?
I don't get it. What is that?
Like with the posters hanging everywhere.
Oh. Well, yeah, but that was... yeah, that was me. It was at this restaurant. So maybe because I was, wearing...
How long ago was that?
10 years ago. It was 2014.
Oh wow.
I have a regular photo, too.
I don't know what that means.
This is at Pyongyang at the airport when I was leaving to go back to
Wait,
China.
that was the waitress you had the crush on, though?
Yeah, she was like singing to me the whole night. So,
You know what it is?
What?
It's your facial demeanor,
Which is what?
Resting.
which just says,
Kim
Oh, do
Jong-un
I have
face.
RBF face?
no, you have like resting Kim Jong-un face.
Jung-un.
Anyway, this was me at the airport. This
Jung-un-shi.
is before they developed the new airport, which was constructed a few years after this. So this is the old airport. And
Are those the guides?
yeah, this was he was 27 at the time, Mr. Hyun, and this is Ms. Park. She was in her 50s. She told me she studied in Sweden for like 6 months in her youth to study, I think, hospitality and tourism, stuff like that. And then this guy, he was a sniper in the military, but he got out early because of an injury. He told me that his father traveled around the world. His father had been to the U.S. I said, really? He goes, yeah, at Washington, D.C., just at the airport to transfer.
How did you get injured as a sniper?
It was a car accident.
Oh,
He was like riding a Jeep or something. I don't know. He got badly injured and then...
I see.
Not like a work injury.
Yeah.
I guess it
was
could have
like-
been a work injury.
Well, it was-
But even then, I'm like, what engagements has North Korea been recently?
Besides Ukraine, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently 500 of them were just killed. But
I don't believe any of that unless
yeah, but
I see like actual.
we'll talk about that when
actual
David
bodies.
Yoon gets here. But yeah, this is the pizza place. So this lady, man, she's so talented. So she plays piano, she sings,
Seems like someone
and
still has
then
that
she
crush.
speaks English, Korean, and I believe Chinese and Japanese.
Russian.
Probably Russian too, yeah. But yeah, North Korea it was quite a trip.
Should go back.
Oh, that pizza, though.
I tried to go back in
sorry.
2017, but it was like right before the travel ban. It was like, boom, travel ban. It's like, we can't go now. And I applied with the State Department to go as a journalist or whatever. They denied it. So
China just offered visa-free entries to like Japan recently. I was like, wait, what's going on?
yeah, what is going on there? Anyway,
We will just eat you into our country.
pretty much.
You are Chinese now.
Okay, so
Reverse Coeast prosperity sphere.
P.S. Is that a black olive pizza?
yeah, that's olives.
I don't like olives.
No.
But all their pizzas were named after. Their pizzas were all based on like actual Italian pizzas, like the names of them.
I actually went to Italy. I didn't like the pizzas there.
Yeah, I don't think Italian pizzas are that good.
Like I've
Not
been to
better
Rome,
than
New York.
New York pizzas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably New York pizza is probably among the New York style is probably among the best.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on your preference, but I feel like it just has a better. It's just all around better.
Well, I like that it can be thin and crunchy and chewy and salty and gooey and all that. And
Mamma mia.
yeah,
God, I love pizza so much.
I don't like Chicago style pizza.
Apparently,
though.
the first word I ever read was pizza.
You don't like deep dish. You don't like Chicago's deep dish pizza.
I think that's okay. I think it's more like a pie.
with like the flat.
That's more like a
Italian
meal.
sausage
like
on top.
You're like fucking.
It's true. It's a little different.
No, I mean
okay.
I'll eat it, but no, I think
Detroit style's pretty cool too. I like.
I don't
that.
know what Detroit is, but
Detroit's okay.
A lot of people, or I guess my Yale friends, are like, "Oh, New Haven's the best," and I'm like, "All right, it's okay."
Connecticut.
No, it's not. New Haven is definitely one of the best.
I mean, it's great, but it's not like worth going to out of your way all the time to get.
Yes,
this is
it is.
Detroit style.
Not if you live in New York.
I used to all the time. I used to drive up to Rhode Island, and I would purposely stop in New Haven and get New Haven pizza.
Well,
That
there you
white
go.
clam pizza is like crack, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god! One time, me and my buddy picked it up, and we were driving back to Philly, and we started eating it in my car. And he was driving, I was in the passenger seat, and I opened up the box. He slams on the car brakes for some reason.
God.
The pizza goes flying, and I go, "You have to turn around. We have to get a new pizza." I was like, "Because
Wait, how far into the drive were you?
15 minutes."
Oh, okay, but yeah, you do need to get a new pizza.
Yeah,
I mean, you went all the way there. It's like
yeah.
White Castle. It's like the movie.
It was like, which I've done that too. Like, I live in Philly. The closest White Castle is 2 hours away.
But I never actually was into White Castle. There wasn't that many in our area.
so good.
What are some good East Coast chains that
Shake
aren't
Shack.
here?
Oh,
We're not doing the Shake Shack debate again. They all closed out in California for a reason.
yeah, because they kept getting broken into.
Well, In and Out only closed what, 2 or 1 in Oakland, I think. How many did Shake Shack? They closed the one in
They
K-Town.
closed like 5.
They closed the one
There
in
was
Broadway.
only
closed-
like 7, so that was a lot.
Close the one in K-Town. Everything west or east of the West Hollywood one, they closed.
Yeah.
There's one in West Hollywood, Santa Monica, and then West.
Basically, they left the only locations where tourists from the East Coast go to because they're like, here's something familiar.
And also very bougie and expensive, so there's not that much crime.
Okay, so who makes the best pizza? New York style's pizza is the best. And then second is what? Like Domino's or what? Detroit style? Chicago style? Real Italian
New
style?
Haven for sure.
I guess so, yeah. New York, New Haven,
New York,
Chicago.
New Haven, arguably interchangeable, I would say personally for me.
Well, wait, what makes New Haven pizza so good?
It is so light, crispy, and it's majority the toppings they put on it. Like the white clam pizza, you can only get in New Haven the way they make it, and it's like crack.
But New York just has like the tradition and
Yeah.
the base of
Yeah,
this,
New
like-
York has like the traditional Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, cheesy, cheese pull, floppy pizza that's just like iconic.
and the dollar pizza,
Yes.
all that other stuff.
Yep.
But the New Haven pizza looks pretty similar to
It's
the...
very similar.
similar. They're very- I
it's
mean,
very
like-
large. It's thin. The crust is a little bit different.
Keep in mind, Connecticut is
It's a
only
little
like
bit
an hour
airier.
and a half away from New York.
Yeah.
So it's not like Italians were that different from.
No, but the reason why New Haven pizza has its own pizza was because it was a fishing town. So back in like I don't even know the exact year, the 1800s, 1900s, whenever it was, the pizza shops were there, and the fishermen would come in with like their oysters and all this stuff, and they would shuck them there. So at some point, they started melding the two together because they were shucking the oysters right behind the pizza shops. So they started melding it together, and it became this like cultural phenomenon where they have this like white clam pizza. And I don't want to be
So-
repetitive, but it is fucking crap.
It's basically the star is white clam pizza. That's the star.
I mean,
of,
their regular pizzas are good too because the way they style their dough, it's a little bit airier. It's very similar to New York, but there's like more air in between the ends of the crust, like the top and the bottom. There's like a little bit of air in between.
so it's what, fluffier?
It's a little bit like
I've been in a while,
crispier.
so I gotta,
It's a little bit. It's like New York crust is like chewy, which is because it's fermented. New York crust is typically fermented for at least 3 days before it's used. The dough. I ran a pizza shop on the East Coast.
Oh.
You did? Wow.
Yeah, so I know a lot about pizza.
A New Haven shop or a New York shop?
No.
Ever think
it was
about
like a
opening
New
one
York-y
out
type
here,
shop. No.
getting it right?
I've thought about it, but there's actually been pretty decent New York like pizza in LA. LA has actually, weirdly enough, been
Really? I've only been to one okay mom and pop shop.
rated the number 2 pizza city in the country.
San Pedro?
No, that's
No,
blasphemy.
Oh, LA.
LA has been rated the
I
second.
mean, you would even say that's blasphemy, right? Because New York
Over New Haven,
Yeah.
I kind of agree, but there are some really good ones. Like there's this place called Hot Tongue right by my house that apparently came in second over 1,000.
So it isn't the water, I guess, after all.
Maybe, but there was there's this one place called Ghost in LA that supposedly gets their water from Brooklyn. I don't know if that's substantiated, but their dough is a little bit chewier. There's this place called Hot Tongue that just came in second, and they just competed against 1,000 pizza shops in the United States, and they came in second for their hot honey pepperoni pizza.
Hot tongue.
Yeah, Hot Tongue.
He's taking notes.
No,
I've been meaning to go there to try it. I've been waiting for my gout to go down because I'm like, I need the pepperoni pizza.
The next episode, let's have a
pizza
pizza
thing.
pizza episode.
off.
We can all go to a pizza shop. Hey, because of all the goddamn New Yorkers who moved here, there's got to be good pizza.
Yeah, but somehow, apparently, LA.
Not all the goddamn New Yorkers are Italian, though.
But like when I first moved
Plenty
back,
of them are.
One of the things I used to say was like, "This is real pizza, LA, fucking A."
But that's why like Italian food in LA is more expensive overall because like you got to import all that fucking spaghetti and shit from Ohio. Apparently, that's where it mostly comes from.
California doesn't. The West Coast doesn't even know what ziti is.
Yeah. So
Like you can't even buy the pasta ziti.
I noticed that like everything's
West Coast.
like pasta is so much more expensive in California than
We've
it is in
ordered
New
big
York.
ziti here, no? I've had big ziti.
If
just
you
not-
have,
just
it's
not
a
as
very
common.
rare occurrence because you
Yeah.
can't go to the grocery store and find ziti pasta.
Do you remember King of New York Pizza in K-Town?
King of New York pizza.
There are these Korean guy. He wanted to make real New York style pizza here. His name was Peter Cho, I think. And he said, I remember I went there and he was like, yeah, even I bring the water from New York or something for the dough. Anyway, it was pretty good, but
There are technically services that claim to do that. They ship you water every day or every other day from New York.
wow. Okay.
But
Water from New York delivered. Ah, fuck it. Who cares? Anyway, so yeah, pizza. How did we get on pizza? Oh, yeah. Because of North Korea, right?
oh yeah,
And how
I
did
was
we
like,
get
I
on?
don't know.
We're like-
Probably was me, but
How
it
did we
wasn't.
get on North Korea?
Because of Kim Jong like celebrities.
Oh,
that we
right.
Look like.
Oh, and how do we get on celebrity lookalikes?
You ever get? Who did you get? You
Yeah,
asked the
you
question.
asked me,
Yeah.
but I don't
Yeah, why
remember
did
why.
I ask you that?
Jackie Chan. Who did you
Fuck.
get?
Anyway. Because of the Jungkook.
Oh,
Oh, right.
All right, so on to our next topic. Hey, did you know that Drake might be a communist?
oh, I saw that. That's not a.
Is Drake a communist? So apparently what happened was
I don't think Drake knows what he is at all.
one of Doug's favorite communist influencers, Haz Aldin,
Yeah.
was streaming last night, and he got like a $350 donation tip. $250.
Which was 50 subs or something, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, and it was from Drake. So
From the Drake or a Drake?
So what happened is that apparently Drake's team gifted a bunch of subs to a lot of Twitch streamers last night, so it's not a big deal.
Oh, so it just like
so it wasn't
randomly
even.
happened?
It was random.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's random, but like, it wasn't just their thing that got subbed or donated. You know. all
We
that.
just cherry picked this information to sensationalize it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, it's just yeah.
Not we, but I meant the media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so all right. So I guess that's not
It's
really
people are
anything.
just like trolling and making like just. I mean, nobody in the ACP. We don't believe that Drake actually. We're all just trolling and we're all just kind of like.
Haz Aldin seemed kind of like Really? Is that the real Drake?
Well, I mean, that was in real time because that was like the actual Drake account.
Yeah.
But
With,
apparently,
like,
it turned out that like he was giving a bunch, or his team most likely was giving out a bunch of, I don't know for what for, but
Right.
Dang.
All right. Well, anyway, speaking of communism, let's get to China. So, real medical advancements going on now. Let's check out this tweet. So, this French surgeon, he's a French surgeon, but he's in Shanghai, and he performed a cancer surgery on a patient thousands of miles away in Morocco using this machine. So a made-in-China medical robot has successfully assisted in the longest remote human surgery, as a French surgeon in Shanghai performed a remote prostate cancer surgery for a patient 12,000 kilometers away. That's about 7,500 miles. So he took less than 2 hours to complete the surgery with a one-way latency of just over 100 milliseconds. That's 0.1 second. Okay?
Of a lag.
Yeah.
That's crazy, though, because until we can live in a time where we don't have to reset the router to restart the internet, this seems risky.
I guess, so they tried it in Morocco
they
first.
must have had some sort of like heavy duty,
Like UPS
cable.
system for internet somehow?
Or like a triple thing, like a satellite, like underwater cables, and like, you know, just like a multiple
just in
internet.
cases.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just-
they would have to because whew,
Wouldn't the machine in Morocco...
just redundancies to make sure that
you would just need one time for it to lag a little extra in depth.
But I'm sure they can you know, corral as many satellites as they think is
I
necessary.
mean, obviously, this wasn't the
guarantee.
first time they tested it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I
They
think,
probably have some
I
sort of
hope.
like redundancy system. That,
Yeah, they must.
Yeah.
How much
Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'd be terrified.
And how much longer do you think it'll be before the robots start performing the surgeries themselves?
I don't think they can.
No, I've seen... Okay,
Probably-
crazy. I saw a robot perform surgery on like a kernel of corn, undoing the skin. Like, it was crazy.
No, but I'm saying that like there's so many like unforeseeable things that happen in the human body that I don't know that AI could possibly be even close to that.
Not at the moment. I think it's probably going to be, I would guess, like, what is today, 2024?
Yes.
I would guess like at least 2050.
Oh, fuck. I don't know if I can make it that long. I'll be 69.
What, you don't think you're gonna live to 69?
My father and stepfather,
Yeah, I'm not going to make it that long either,
67,
technically.
both of them.
48.
So I feel like it's 3 in a row. I got till 2048.
Well,
have
I mean, they did
7
grow up
years
in
left.
one of the worst conditions in the world. So their nutrition in the early stages of development might not have been 100%.
Well, like for instance, I had a kidney stone the first time I had it, which is pretty regular procedure. You just go in there through your urethra, and then they zap it with a laser. But mine was so big when they started zapping it, there was so much cloud and blood that they had to go in a second time. And that's what I mean when I say that, like, the unforeseeable stuff that you don't know about. Those 2 surgeries, by the way, cost my insurance over $250,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
And for the viewers who don't know, the urethra is the pee hole.
Yeah, I was trying to save people from that.
Okay.
Yes.
So
It's not invasive.
how big were
technically.
the stones?
I think mine were like 9 millimeters. It was pretty large
Ooh.
for a stone. I mean, it's tiny. We're talking like,
That's almost a centimeter, right?
but like your urethra, unlike,
So you had this come out of your pee hole,
yeah, pretty much.
something like this.
But like your urethra, unlike other parts of like, you know, like say a woman's cervix, like they're not meant to give. So like there's no like give in the
So
urethra.
it's easier to give birth than pass kidney stones.
I don't want to do comparatives, but I've met women who've had both, and they said that it was very comparable to childbirth. Yes,
Comparable.
if not.
Wow. So you
Worse.
basically, you know what it's like.
Again, don't want to compare, but similar-ish level of pain.
How many
yes.
times, how many rocks came out of you?
They actually come out pretty regularly. I haven't had to have surgery, but I can feel every once in a while I have a rock, and
You still-
you can feel when you pass it.
Oh, I mean, the time when you had this
Oh,
incident,
it didn't pass. They had to surgically remove it.
so they cut it open or?
No. They go in through and they blast the laser.
We don't need to hear any more about this.
Until it
We
breaks
can
out.
just move on to the next topic.
Take it out.
Where do they make the incision?
They don't. They just go straight through your urethra.
They stick the laser thing through your urethra, stick it all the way down until they find the stone, and zap it while it's in there.
Find them and destroy them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and for those 2 weeks in between the two surgeries, I had to wear a catheter in my own home. And then the day it was supposed to come out, like I was supposed to go to the doctors to take it out, I accidentally sneezed.
All right, we can move on to the next
part of it
topic.
came out, and then I had to go in my bathroom and pull it out myself, and it was horrible. I remember. Wait, this was actually funny. I remember going in my bathroom and telling my roommate at the time, I was like, you need to stand right outside the bathroom door, and if you hear a body fall on the ground, I'm going to be naked, but I need you to come in.
You mean
'cause
Sean?
I passed out. Ron?
Ron? Yeah, Ron. Yeah. Wow.
I was like, I'm going to be naked, but if you hear a body hit the ground, I was like,
Oh, boy.
you're going to have to come in.
Sorry, we had some not safe for work images show up. Okay. Wow, that must have been pretty bad, huh? So, did you...
It was the only major surgery I had, and it was with multiple people around my private parts. So, yeah, that was fun.
All right, so back to China.
Oh, yeah. So, China, I mean... So, yeah, China should be able to handle kidney
But, like, think
stones.
about it. Think someone being like, hey, man, this person from China is going to work taking this rock out of your urethra. I'd be like, fuck off.
5,000 miles
Be like,
away.
fuck off. No, they're not. You're like, no, they're not.
But if you don't have insurance or $250,000 and
like,
this one
hey.
is like, we'll do it for $500.
We'll do it for free because we're still testing this thing. I would still say fuck off.
But I thought you said that they worked out all the stuff. They must have worked out
I
all
said
the
they
stuff.
must have.
Yeah.
That's a speculation. I'm not letting anyone near operating on my junk through speculation.
Even for $250,000 of savings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it's going to cost more than that. If possible.
So
to
how many
reconstruct it.
years of successful surgeries online would it take for you to be like, all right,
10,000 successful surgeries. Is that
Okay,
enough?
maybe.
and then you'll be like,
With a 0% error rate, then I'd be like, fuck
99.9. And human is like 99.5, so it would be better than human.
Technically true. Actually, I'm pretty sure human error is way,
way higher.
way higher than that.
Dude, I've seen in Korea, like one plastic surgeon I know in Korea.
Has a 99.
No. What I'm saying is,
He fucks up all the time.
he I met him once. He took me to dinner. Then we went to a bar. The guy was drunk off his ass, driving drunk. He was crazy. And then he went to work the next day. I'm like, how is this guy operating on people? Anyway, so I would
Legal
rather
fees
trust the
must be
machine.
Huge.
Yeah.
His
So-
malpractice insurance premiums must be like fucking.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, always get double and triple opinions because I've had 3 doctors tell me my gout was me twisting my ankle in my sleep. So
yeah, but the thing about this I see is like, I don't know, this is, revolutionary. If you just had, you could have like all the best doctors in the world. Like you could just have them in one place, theoretically, just have them in one place, all have these machines that they could perform all the surgeries around the world that are needed. And I don't know, it's pretty cool. Like I wish I was born like around now instead of, because I want to see all the cool shit that's going to happen. Like people born now, they might be able to like easily travel to space and
I mean, if
do
the
all
world,
kinds of cool
if the
stuff.
world lasts that long,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Because of people born now, they might also experience World War III in their youth.
or
Yeah.
like watch the world end. Just
and people have been saying that since what, 1945, right? We're still here.
yeah, but
that's just
arguably
that's just a
they
long
were-
tail fallacy.
Yeah,
That
they were
doesn't
also just like
understand
fear mongered
statistics.
by the Cold War and stuff, though. They were like, the world's gonna end. But now we have actual evidence that like the world's dying.
But not only that,
Well,
we
the-
are
the world
closer
also-
to
that too.
nuclear
Yeah.
war than ever before. Literally just ICBMs being shot at Kiev right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, well, looking whatever happens, it'll be fun to, I mean, not fun, but it's not going to be boring.
I think I'd rather be bored.
Yeah.
No.
think if you asked Albert Einstein whether he'd rather be bored than have to leave Germany and his entire life behind him, I think he'd rather be bored.
I'd rather be bored.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, exciting things are happening, and yes. Oh, okay. Never mind. Yeah, exciting things are happening. Is there a camera error?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh, I see. What was I saying?
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
We might die bored.
Oh, yeah. We might die bored.
Jeez.
Wouldn't you rather die of excitement than boredom?
Went from pizza to talking about the end of the world.
Well, first of
Let's
all,
talk about pizza again.
I don't allow myself to be bored. I find myself trying to save the world, not trying to anticipate it.
Oh, that's the most like cringy thing I've ever heard.
If that was a comment, I would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's true.
I don't allow myself to be. That's like the most pretentious fucking bullshit
It's
thing
only
I've ever heard.
cringy and pretentious because most of the people who say it are full of shit, but I'm not.
He's for real, bro. Anyway. Let me get to one last thing before we end the show.
Oh, we didn't want to end it at us making barf faces at Doug? That would have been a great
No,
ending.
because I actually wanted to cover something about the mind virus.
Oh, I mean,
Something Andrew Tate posted, which I thought was funny, and I'm like, I want to show this to Doug.
I already saw it.
Oh, you
but
already saw it? Okay.
It's fine. You could show it, I guess.
So here's what
Here's my
somebody
eye roll
posted.
face.
Somebody posted, men, is this true? And it says, being a single guy over 30, you can either be a stepdad, be single forever, or it says you can choose fat girls. But apparently the ideal option, it says, is Asian women, right?
Wait,
Or
who posted this?
It's a meme that was posted by some white girl asking if it's true, which I've noticed it is true because, you know, remember Ed from 90 Day Fiancé, the no-neck guy?
Yeah.
What did he do? He went to the Philippines, right? He got an Asian woman.
Yeah, but we don't know that that was not his fetish the whole time.
Okay. Yeah, possible. But, you know, a lot of guys do this, right? They go to Asia and whatever. So Andrew Tate
Industry.
responds, he says, it's true if you're a loser. Then he adds, if you have a Bugatti and a jet and a yacht, you're with 21-year-old beauty queens into your 60s. I mean, forget that part, but he says it's true if you're a loser that you go for Asian women. So is he trying to say that Asian women are not good enough, or?
No, he's saying that this is true. This meme is true, but it's only if you're a loser. If you're over 30 and you're single and you're rich and whatever, like he's saying, then you can smash anything you want in his parlance or whatever.
Yeah, but they still fetishize Asian women.
Right, but that's not his point. His point is more that like if you want to fuck whoever you want as you get older, you just have to be rich. That's more his point.
Right.
Yeah, but I only disagree with that meme because I don't think it's men over 30. There's a shit ton of people under 30 who just
I think if they just
fetishize
say
Asian
over
women.
30, it's because like after 30, they're like, oh, my options are limited now or whatever.
Or maybe they're
the
saying
idea.
like, or is it trying to say like, there's always like an Asian woman for any white guy who, like, there's always some Asian woman who's ready to date a white guy.
Right. Like they're leftovers. They're the white male leftovers, I guess.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, that kind of sums it up for today's show. That
That was
concludes.
a horrible way to end it. I feel angry and pissed off right now.
How about the Andrew Tate thing?
Yeah, I'd rather would have ended it us laughing at
You
Doug.
should have brought up my tweet about the WA. Just to pull it
Okay.
up.
I'll do it on the next episode
Okay.
because we have 75 seconds. All right. Well, it was a pretty good recap and talking about random things, pizza and death and Kim Jong-un.
I'm just
And
gonna call him Jung-un now.
celebrity lookalikes, Jungkook,
Jungkook and Jung-un.
Arthur Kwon Lee, and Hank Yu. And man, it's just
Doesn't that piss you off sometimes? They say Kim Jong-un when it's like Kim Jong-un
yeah, right. It's Kim Jong-un. Yeah.
in the Hangul it's Jong-un.
Yeah, the way that North Koreans and South Koreans Romanize their names is different. Yeah, I've noticed that. And that's how I can always tell when someone's pretending to be North Korean or...
Yeah, because it should be more like Jungeun.
In South Korea, they would do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in to Ktown Social Club today. You know,
Stuff we're talking
leave a comments and we'll read them. Check the description for our social
And
media.
Any questions?
Any
We'll
questions?
try to answer.
Yeah, thanks to, I'm Michael Kim. Thanks to Ed Choi and Doug Kim for joining us today. Peace out, everybody. We'll be back with David Yoon.
So should we do it like a 10-minute segment?